Well, after last week's breach of the Capitol, many Democrats and some Republicans are now calling for the president to be removed from office. But with Inauguration Day less than 2 weeks away, is this even an option? Joining us this morning to talk more about that is Assistant Professor of Political Science at McDaniel College, Matthew Mongello. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. So can you give us just a quick overview of the part of the 25th Amendment that allows a sitting president to be removed from office?
Yeah, so the 25th Amendment is just one of the options, and it's designed to remove a president who's been incapacitated. So basically, it was designed for a president who has a stroke, goes in for a medical procedure, and what happens is that the majority of the cabinet and the vice president have to sign off on it, and then the president can appeal to get his power back. Then Congress has 21 days to act on that. So in this instance, it would effectively run through the end of President Trump's term.
Right. And the vice president has said that he's not going to call for his removal. The president says he's not going to resign. So with even the House going ahead and drafting the articles of impeachment, it looks like the Senate wouldn't vote for it. So is there even time to make any of this happen?
So I think this is actually the most interesting constitutional question, is whether or not you can impeach a president or an officer once they've left office. And it really is an open constitutional question. Some scholars say yes, well, even long after a politician has left, you can impeach them because there are consequences. They can be barred from holding federal office in the future. Some say no, it's once they resign or they're out of office, the game is over. And then in the middle, you have scholars who say, well, if you start the impeachment process, perhaps by impeaching in the House, then it can be carried through in the Senate, even after the president has left office.
So what exactly, you're a political science teacher, so what do you see happening in the next week?
Oh, if I had to, predict, I don't know. If I could call the shots, I would have the House and the Senate censure the president for his actions. I do think that the president and Senators Hawley, Cruz, and some of the other people who have been challenging the election, they do bear significant responsibility for these events because they created a perception that this election had been stolen when really it has not. What do I think will happen? I actually, if I had to put money on it, I think that the House will go through and impeach this president, and then the Senate will not hold hearings on it, that McConnell will delay, and the clock will run out, and we won't get any resolution to this. That would be my guess.
All right, Professor Mongello, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it.
All right, go Ravens.